Guys, Sage Steele is a legitimate freaking badass, man. I knew that I liked her back when I used to watch a lot of ESPN. She always seemed trustworthy, always seemed like a decent human being. And now we know it's because she actually has a brain. She actually has a heart. And of course, in the year 2024, those things combined with the fact that she's a woman and non-white, the left absolutely hates her because there's nothing they hate more than someone they feel like should be beholden to them going off the reservation. But anyway, I don't know about you, but I pay attention to anyone the left hates. She had some interesting things to say about The View, one of my favorite topics you probably know. Just watch Bill Maher try to come to the aid of his fellow TDS sufferers.
Whoopi was very nice to me. Jenny McCarthy, this is Whoopi, Jenny McCarthy, Sherry Shepard, and Barbara Walters. And they were great to me. Barbara, whatever. The other three were great. And what I know for a fact, I did it 4 times, and then they had me audition when they were making changes again. They 100% are full of it. They don't want to hear your view if you think differently than they do. And they are fine telling lies on that stage and that set. And because they know that if someone calls them on it, then they're just going to talk over them and have the audience clap and go to break. So the show to me is despicable, and it makes me sad because the potential for 20-some years, I respect the length that they've done it, but the potential is incredible, and they've ruined it.
But I think you could handle it.
You know what, though? It's exhausting. Like, do we want to walk into that every day? And I think that, to me, I'm trying...
Yes, because it's like...
They don't want me, though. They won't even
I'm
call...
telling you,
no,
but
Bill, I worked for ABC. I worked for them for 16 years. They didn't want my view. I was under the same umbrella of Disney. They easily could have called me, especially the last several years when these conversations have to take place.
You're so right.
They won't call me. Why?
Right.
Because they know. They know that I'm not afraid. No. They don't want that.
I mean...
So no, thank you.
She's absolutely right, man. They do not want real pushback. I mean, they literally require conservatives like Anna Navarro or Alyssa Farah Griffin who basically just sit there quietly, and every once in a while they got to pipe in and say, as a conservative, right before they say something nearly as insane as the rest of them. Like, as a conservative, Donald Trump said he will be a dictator day one, and when they tell you who they are, believe them. I mean, that's about the extent of it. I mean, it's freaking funny. Every time The View hires a new pet conservative, they always do a round of guest hosting, and the ones that survive are always, every single time, the weak ones.
I've had the most amazing run with HBO, and I love them dearly for it.
Yeah.
You know, the show wasn't that good the first year. They stuck with it, things like that. And, you know, I'm not somebody who's ever going to win them an Emmy. I mean, that's just, and we've made our peace with that. But I always, you know, live under the sword of Damocles also. I feel like when you say the things that we're saying, which are ironically not really always conservative. I mean, maybe you are a little more than I am, but just sort of like commonsensical. And how can you argue with that shit? They don't want to hear it.
They don't.
And
what in the hell am I even watching here, man? Is Bill Maher claiming to be a conservative who is afraid to share his views because they don't want to hear it? That must be some freaking good weed that dude is smoking there, because he is freaking high. I'll give him some real credit for having some common sense. He definitely has some common sense, but you know, I'll give him credit for being impressively anti-woke, which is a big deal for a leftist. But just because you're not a total idiot does not mean you're a conservative.
I never decorate my office because I always think, I mean, I've been fired once by a network. I always think tomorrow could be the last day. As long as I am going to do what I do. Now, so far it's working, but yes, it could just, but you got to get back on, because this is exactly what the country needs. It's like somebody who you can't like say they're a hick or they're dumb or they're, you know, it's like, come on, man. Can you just listen to everybody? Maybe they have a point.
They don't. I don't think. And number one, thank you, because
anyway,
that means a lot.
You'll
from
do
you.
real time, please.
I just.
Will you? You'd be great on a real time panel.
Really?
Of course.
You'll have me.
It's yes. You're doing me a favor. I'm always looking. I mean, it's hard to find good panelists for real time. It wasn't for my old show, the Politically Incorrect show, because you know the whole point of it was let's mix the idiots with people who know things, and it'll be funny.
Yeah, pretty insane, man. I gotta wonder if Bill Maher really does believe that he listens to everybody, and like I said, I'll give him credit. You know, he brings a lot of different people on the show. He is definitely not afraid to talk to people. That's for sure. But that said, I mean, I don't think he exactly listens, you know, but anyway, it's pretty wild, man. It's wild. Classic liberals, right? People who have been liberal their entire lives, it sounds like now consider themselves conservative. And I still can't get over Bill Maher, the king of the TDS, saying that he's afraid to share his conservative views. But anyway, that's just my take, man. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you haven't already, be a part of our growth. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, share the channel. I'll see you in the next one.